case ago, guilty. It's actually a pistol and drug charge. They threw drugs away, of course, and they arrested him for the pistol. So he's been waiting for his sentencing for the federal, the federal sentencing, which is coming up in the next couple of days, which y'all are hearing in the media. Um, I don't know if anyone's been paying attention, but now there's a story resurfacing about his brother TK doing some bad business with a hooler goes by the name of Gumby, I think it is. Um, and Boosie got caught up at a concert. Not gonna say the word press because even he said they came up with a mutual agreement. Some people say Boosie just said we needed to say to get himself out the building for that night. I don't know. Self-preservation is key. Talking about a guy, talking about he just came in from jail and first to a guy worth millions, trying to make it back home to his kids, so maybe Boosie did spending just to get up out of the building for that night. But these guys ain't rocking for the spin move. Me just on what I know that Lil Boosie actually be doing his time out count. That's the bad thing about it, being like you get some dirt, get into some shit. But hey man, I'm gonna be locked up at home for the next 5 years. Fucking me. Nah, he actually going where he at, and Hoover is a pretty big game. I don't think they have a Boosie badass game. So it could be what it is, what it is. Some people say that Boosie could get the situation rectified before he voted that way. That the matter is not something hanging over his head. He his time peaceful. But it is what it is. Next topic we got, so footage surfaced from Big U inside the prison supposedly getting arrested. You know, be on by Nipsey Hussle homies. It's kind of unfortunate for footage like that to come out right now when the man grieving his son. And the hardest part of all, what I ain't hear a lot of these people say out here, which is, it's harder to lose your kids to the same streets that you felt like you control. Because out of all the shit that Big U probably did in his life, he probably felt that he did in the streets of LA, his kids are untouched. His family is safe. So being behind bars, not being able to retaliate, honestly, that probably would have sent me behind bars in this situation that he already had reported. But it is what it is. It's an unfortunate situation already on the board. I don't know why people pick upon time with these footage. I would kind of either let that go a while back and just tell the fact that what the world thinks is the grieving process, but they do what they try to, they do what they want to do. It is what it is. And before I leave off last topic too, we're gonna talk about the whole Max B and Joe Jones situation. Um, since Max B has been on his way home, Jim Jones has been on many, outlets and platforms discussing indirect. Won't say his name, not like that, but he did say things like he was sorry for what he did to me. Um, he took a big shot at Cameron by saying, he only did to Max B what was done to him. He thought that's how business was done, but he never did that to another artist. And then he ended by saying that he released his publisher. Um, that's pretty cool. On his side of it, because he could have just kept on with life as it was and made the money, or maybe they might see each other again one day, and that's not what they wanted. The thing that I will tell people, I'm gonna say is the option they didn't want it. If you want, y'all, I don't know if anybody watching how I'm watching, but man, they welcome this boy home like he was a guy. And it's like I remember Max B before he went to jail, like when he was running around with Jimmy, little 5 Series B with little ass choking chain. Like I don't remember him as like you know, this big rapper. Now of course his homie French Montana did end up becoming a big rapper, but I just don't, it surprised me a lot. And I mean, some of the times, like, don't get me wrong, streets will walk on properly if he went to jail and came out correctly. A lot of times what people don't realize where Big Beach came home with a lot of inconsistency. A lot of other cats come home with inconsistencies. From what I'm understanding, he didn't have any inconsistency. So the streets is open to him. And we all know that, the industry, every industry is controlled by the streets now because the streets point matter. And right now he's the hottest thing in the streets. So right now he's the hottest thing moving. Possibly could have a record deal in the next couple of weeks. If he hit the studio and he's still Max B, then he could be getting a deal coming up soon. And I mean, I'm glad to see that Jimmy is not in his way or trying to get in his way or trying to be any type of shit to him. The crazy part about it that I tell people, Max B spent a lot of time in jail. And for him to allow his son to take that picture with Jim Jones a few months ago, I'm willing to guarantee if anybody ain't got no miles to their heart, it's probably his Max. I'm willing to almost guarantee you that if Jimmy or somebody negotiated it correctly, he would do a song with him. I wouldn't doubt about it. Because, like I said, being behind bars, he wasn't behind bars for nothing that Jim Jones did. That bad deal, he could have still created music. He could have still created the bubble. But he could have still contained the bubble. So Jim Jones didn't put him in jail. If any anger he should have, which is, but the situation that took him away from his kids and his family, it wasn't Jim Jones. So for me, sitting behind bars being rehabilitated, I don't really think that man got no mileage. You see, he ain't out here talking shit. He ain't coming out, hey man, fuck that boy. He ain't even mentioned that man's name yet. So a lot of times that's why I tell people don't let the media try to class them together because they tried to do it. And as you see, it's not working. Either one of them is taking the bait. Max came home, he going on with his life. Jimmy just trying to stay clear. He got enough situations going on. He don't really need to know. So I mean, I'm glad that he did this. This is going the way it's going. I hope it continue that way. I do hope they can reconcile too because they got too many people in common. See what I'm saying? A lot of people fuck with French Montana. See what I'm saying? So it's like now French has to watch or he has to turn relationships. No, he's not doing that. That's why you still see him with Fab and all these other people that be around you. So I mean, just pay attention to it, y'all, and don't let the media turn the New York versus New York situation. Really not that deep. And I think that one of y'all podcasts is smart. Y'all should get Max V on there and ask him to really that question I just discussed. And I guarantee he probably say the same thing, man, because when you behind bars, you only angry about what put you here. You can't say he got put there because he didn't have a successful rap career or the label didn't push him. That would be every single rapper that's from the streets and doing music. They can say that the label put me here, the label put me here. No, the label did. The label gave you an opportunity, give or take, ran to your budget, the money wasn't right, whatever. But if you would have got the money from the label, used a little bit of resources they gave you, invested the money to get features, working with producers that the label didn't put you with, the opportunity would have been greater. But most people get the front end money and then they want to go buy a Beamer, a Benz, a chain, move in a condo. Before you do that, all your advance money gone. So what you gonna invest into the music? And you back asking for the label for clothes and everything else that you can get your hands on be to be successful. But people make it more than what it gotta be. And like I say, sometimes I mean even niggas in the street understand that it's deeper than what y'all see in the media. The media will find one tear in the fabric of a shirt and try to tear that bitch up. That's what they do. But all reality, people like me and probably a lot of other people around, they probably gonna like, yeah, boy, dead on. Ain't nobody worried about that shit, man. Them niggas had beef so many years ago. And I mean, like I said, it was for bad business that Jimmy actually corrected. See what I'm saying? I'm not saying he gave him any money back that he made off of him, but at the end of the day, let's be real. How many albums did Max B drop for Jimmy to make money off of? That's the question that people not thinking about. We're not gonna sit here and make it sound like he got 5 or 10 studio albums released under that label, and Jimmy made all these residuals and back ends, and we hear Max B in commercials and movies. No, we're not gonna say that. We not. It's just the people that's fans of him that love him and know the music, because a lot of us are on the underground circuit. Like I say, I tell people all the time, the better half of Young Jeezy's career is on the underground. His mixtapes is his best body of music. Don't get me wrong now. The studio albums are classics, but the mixtapes are classics too, because at that time everybody was looking for music in the streets, and they was looking for who was dropping the most. And you couldn't do that through a label. So in the era where they came out, they was flooding the streets with mixtapes. Mixtapes don't pay. To be honest, Fab and Jadakiss is the ones that grabbed on and gravitated that where you could actually invest your money, pay for the beats, pay for the DJ, the host it, pay for the everything out of your pocket, put it together as a project, release it, and then tour off of it. Niggas weren't doing that back then. Niggas wasn't even really doing mixtapes while they was next to stars, getting themselves bubbling. So when they go on tour with the stars, they'll start asking, yo, why you ain't bring him? Where he at? Where he at? That's because they music bubbling. A lot of these cats get this money and don't do properly with it. So that's always the moral of the story. So to me, myself, I mean, not unless, I'm gonna throw a stone out there because I've been saying it for years. I'm gonna say it on camera. I think that Max B, I think that was some of his music on American Gangster. But I tell everybody, I used to actually listen to American Gangster. I didn't really listen to the Ball and Jimmy at all. But American Gangster, I listened to that CD for years and years and years. Till somebody tried to throw a rumor out that he had control of his rhymes and he was using his rhymes. I'm just saying. I would love for Max B to let me know if that's true. Only that album. Because I got a feeling that he wrote all the rest of that shit that came out of his mouth. But American Gangster, that album to me was just like, I ain't even gonna lie, I'm sorry, Ken. That shit was better than but probably one of the best projects out of Dipset. No lie, definitely top two. I don't give a fuck. Santana, Cameron, all y'all niggas. American Gangster. I'm trying to be nice by not saying top one because that really probably was one of the best CDs to come out of y'all camp. And any nigga around me will tell you, I'm not a Jim Jones fan. I talk shit about Jimmy all day long. I'm just being honest right now because this is some real shit. And I feel as though that these men should be able to have a good relationship because they did at one time. They wasn't just artists and label. They was friends. They came from the same city, all that shit. So just don't. I hope they smart enough not to let the internet games play them against each other and fuck their money. Because if they come together and reconcile, they really could make some really good money on reconcile because people was expecting them dumb shit. So they got their eyes on you. Y'all might well turn them eyes into dollar signs instead of fucking likes and views, where it can't be the one of y'all get now, but all these bloggers get paid. So just keep that in mind. I definitely hope there's people around them that watch these videos, but these niggas know there's people out here think the same thing. But as always, thanks for chiming in with me again on these little tidbit, and make sure you smash that like button, hit that smash that subscribe button also. Hit the shit out of that like button. Not that kind of shit. That's HYT. And as always, I give you a show in the next video.